So there you go, full time here at Elland Road, where Leeds United have beaten one team from Sheffield to leapfrog the other team from Sheffield and head straight back to the top of the Sky Bet Championship table. Former Leeds United manager Simon Grayson and Leeds United women's Bridie Hannon with us in the studio today. I enjoyed that, especially at the end. To be fair, the place absolutely bouncing behind us. The remaining fans making their way out now. I'm sure Elland Road is going to be pretty noisy outside too. And Simon, a really, really good win and a first league win in 3, which was the important thing.
Yeah, look, first and foremost, it was a good game. Sheffield Wednesday came here and didn't park the bus like a lot of teams have done this year. They were quite explosive on the counter-attack. It made it an open game. But when you look at it, 3-0 is a really, really good result. Bit of a statement result as well, because Sheffield Wednesday have been in good form at this moment in time. We got the goals at the right time. People came off the bench, affected the game, which as a coach you want them to do that. All round, perfect day. Probably wasn't as easy as the scoreline reflects. As we mentioned, they had a few opportunities and looked quite dangerous, but got the job done. If somebody had said at 12 o'clock we're going to get 3 points, 3 goals, clean sheet, back to the top of the table, tick, 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 all done.
Yeah. I mean, you were saying it was maybe not quite as comfortable as the scoreline suggested. Definitely 87 minutes. Wasn't feeling quite as nerve-free as we were towards the end there, but, you know, it was the Leeds quality in the end, and like you say, from the bench as well, Bridie, that really shone through and took the game away from the opponents.
We had to wait quite a long time for that second goal, and then it were like buses. They just kept on coming. I felt like if we had played another 5 minutes, we'd have probably got another goal. But no, I'm really pleased for Ramazani coming off the bench. I did say just before he came on, I fancied him to come on and score, which he did. But yeah, I mean, it was great for Tanaka to get another goal as well. You know, it's great that the midfielders are popping up with the goals as well, because that's something that we've struggled with in the past. So no, fantastic result. And like Simon says, if you'd have said to us at the start of the day 3-0, would have bitten your hand off.
Yeah, there's an important thing, isn't there? You know, when all the other opponents have played in the league, those ones that are challenging at the top, they've done their games. You have to go out there and respond, don't you? And Leeds did that today. Yeah,
and as much as people say, oh, it doesn't matter, it does put extra pressure on you as a manager, as a players as well. But it's something we're going to have to get used to it, because I think we play Burnley next Monday night and then Sunderland in a few weeks' time at another weekend game. So, yeah, it's just what you have to deal with, and that comes with the territory of playing for this club and the size of it. And you're going to play at stupid times and stupid days compared to other teams. But again, they've come through this pressure environment where Sheffield United won yesterday and done it with flying colours, and they've had to do what they've had to do to get that result. You talk about the offensive player, got the 3 goals, but Meslier, when he was called upon, made some good saves. Defenders defended when they had to do, and that's a big key part to it as well.
Okay, reaction from the tunnel as soon as we get it, of course, as we always do here on Matchday Live on LUTV. But before we do that, let's take a look at the 3 goals, 3 very different goals that secured the 3 points today for Leeds United here at Elland Road. It all started off, 3 minutes into the game. This is the perfect start. We talked about lunchtime kickoff. Can you make an impact from the beginning? And Bridie, Manor Solomon did just that.
Yeah, it was a fantastic finish, power, precision, straight through the middle of the 2 defenders. I mean, you know, you put your money on him to score in that position, but yeah, he made no mistake.
And the ball as well from Joe Rothwell. See, Brendan Arrington points for where he wants it, but that is a heck of a ball, isn't it?
It's not as if it's like a 30-40 yard open gap between it. That's like through the eye of a needle there. And the weight of pass as well. Sometimes that can go all the way through to the goalkeeper and just picks it up. But Arrington's made the run. Solomon's on the front foot in terms of picking up any second balls, gets to it and then has the composure, because it's still not an easy finish. Arrington does well to make the keeper make a mistake, but just here now he's thinking, where am I going to put this? And all sorts are probably going to go through his head. I never got in them positions as a player, so it didn't really affect me too much. But it was a perfect start.
You're on the line. Hit me, not get it through. But a really great goal. And the thing about that ball from Joe Rothwell is it the fact that it forces the goalkeeper into making a decision to coming off the line. That's just how clever that ball is.
Well, he had to come off the line, because if not, then it was Aronson would have got straight on the end of it, and I would have put my money on him to score. So yeah, he had to come out, but you know, there's question marks over whether he could have kept hold of it or whether he could have, you know, parried it further away. But you know, fortunately for us, it fell nice to our guy.
Okay, that was 3 minutes in. We did have to wait quite some time to get the second and then the third, but let's take a look at this second goal, because Laji Ramazani, who came on, one of the substitutes, and you know, a player like Largy scored against Harrogate last week, but coming on, he's going to want to make that impact, isn't he? To show his worth, to show that he's pushing for that starting place. But that's some goal.
Well, we've said this for the last few weeks, haven't we? That when Daniel picks a team, whether it's the team that started today or the lads coming off the bench or reverses it round, everybody are going to play their part. And there was a lot going on in this game, and we were quite fortunate just before the goal that Sheffield Wednesday had a corner and the lad got the near post flick, and on another day that probably goes in. But again, it falls to him, he keeps it alive and he wriggles around and he gets his shot off early. He's probably got 4 or 5 defenders still around him, and you can see his excitement because a lot of work has been done to get this second goal, and it just shows the quality that he's got. Look, he's got the tenacity to keep it alive, and he takes it early and gives a goalkeeper no chance.
And Bridie, that's a player backing himself, right? Because he has the opportunity, he could lay it back there. You see Grooves there, there's Aronson to the left hand side, but he's thinking, no, my eyes for goal, I back myself, I'm going to make something happen here.
Yeah, I was just about to say he had other options, but the only thing that he had in his mind was to hit that shot and get his shot off, despite, at the times there he had his back towards the goal, but that didn't bother him. He wanted to come on, he had, I think, 5-10 minutes to go, and he wanted to make an impact, and boy did he do that. So not only did he score a fantastic goal, but then a few seconds later he then assisted.
Yeah, I do love a somersault celebration, although I think managers, Simon, does it fill you with fear? And then there was a moment in the celebration where I thought Ethan Ampadu was stuck on top of a few of those players. When you see that as a manager, you say, lads, calm down, no injuries please.
I've seen a player once back in the 90s, I think it was, fell from Ethan Ampadu's position and dislocated his shoulder, ruled him out for about 2 months. So as a coach, I'm quite wary and scared of players celebrating like they do. But if they can do it to perfection, then they deserve to do it.
And I guess it's a game-winning goal, isn't it? So in those moments, Bridie, when you know that's a moment that sealed a match for your team, of course it's going to be pretty exuberant.
Do you know what? It just goes to show how much it means to these players. And, at 1-0, you're never comfortable. They've had a few chances. And I think probably some of the players are looking, thinking, come on, ref, blow your whistle almost. But to get that goal in the 88th minute, you know that there's no coming back then for Sheffield Wednesday. And then the icing on the cake was obviously the third goal. But yeah, I mean, just seeing all the players, rallying around each other. Even the subs were on the pitch, I think, celebrating as well. So it just meant so much to everybody then. Yeah,
we were all pretty happy with 2. But then we got greedy and took a third. Let's take a look. And it's on the second viewing of this when you realise just how good a finish this is, how clever this is from a player who we know is so tidy on the ball and is so good in those tight spaces. But Simon, that's a moment of instinct, isn't it?
When it first happened, we were all thinking, oh, that just hit him and he's got deflected in. But actually, when you look at the replays of it, first and foremost, Ramzani, great technician, keeps the ball down on his left foot, puts it back into a key area, and Tanaka's alert to it, nice little flick. If you'd been a bit cruel, the defender was a bit lazy coming out. The rest of his defenders had come out and would have played him offside, but he's alert to it. And when you're 2-0 up going into injury time, you can try these little flicks, and it's just the icing on the cake, wasn't it? That extra goal, at least the extra goal difference can be crucial come the end of the season maybe. So beautiful finish, and I love watching this kid play. I think he's an outstanding talent, and he's showing there that he's not just a holding midfield player that gets it and starts the attack. He's actually got some creative ability, and nice to see him being rewarded with goals in the last few weeks.
He's like a figure skater on the ice, just sort of pirouetting round to flick that into the goal there. But we were all watching that, and at that point, Elland Road is, well, the Leeds fans are giving the Sheffield Wednesday fans some stick at that point, and rightly so. But a goal like that is the kind of one that makes the highlights reels, the kind of one that people are going to be watching over and over again.
But this is, it's what we were saying at the start of the game about Sheffield Wednesday and defending. I mean, how much space did Ramazani have? He could have brought it down, had a couple of touches. Nobody was closing him down. So, I mean, I'm glad that he did hit it first time, and it was a great strike with his left foot. I think it would have been just going wide had it not have got the touch. But yeah, it was a great finish.
Yeah, and players coming off the bench and making an impact is always important. That they can go and do that. And Ramazani is doing as much as he possibly can to say to Daniel Farke, I've been on for 10 minutes, Gaffer. Like, what more do you want from me?
Well, that's the beauty, having this quality that we've got within the squad. And Matteo Joseph came on and affected the game. He sort of worked really hard for it. He didn't let the defenders have any rest in that. And it's a luxury that Daniel must be thinking every time when he needs another player to come on and affect the game. Oh yeah, I've got X, Y and Z behind me. And if it's not them today coming off the bench, it might be James Solomon coming off the bench on Wednesday night. It's a really nice position to be in. I
don't envy his position either.
I would rather be having all these players than nobody to look at. Believe me, that is the hardest point in it all.
You see Daniel Farke going round, and the crowd love this moment with him at the end of games when we've won, and he obviously loves that moment with the crowd as well. There's a real genuine affection between manager and the supporters, and that's what you want, and that's what you get with a winning team in the position that Leeds are at the moment. But these are always great scenes.
I'm normally doing this from my front room at home.
Fantastic stuff. Okay, let's get some reaction for you. We can head to the tunnel. Our commentary team of Bryn Law and Tony Duriga. I don't know whether they'll be doing the Daniel Farke celebration, but let's get their thoughts after Leeds' 3-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday.
Why not? Everybody's at it today. It's been a good day, hasn't it? Leeds United come out on top in the Yorkshire Derby. I think it's fair to say that Leeds had to work for that one, didn't they? Great start, but then after that, there was a contest out there today.
It was. Sheffield Wednesday, I thought, were impressive. They came back well after going a goal down. Their wingers caused us a few problems. They committed bodies forward and it took the game to us, which was good. Well, not so good. I'd rather an easier game, but it was certainly a contest, so we had to be concentrated. And second half, we had to improve.
And we have a player arriving who we can talk to now as well. As Manor Solomon has arrived with us. Manor, congratulations. A victory and a goal. Good day. Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, it's a good day. I think before the game, our goal was to win the game, to take the 3 points home, and I'm happy we did it. Happy I contributed to the team with the goal, and we go again Wednesday.
You got your goal early. Pleased with the finish?
Yeah, I'm pleased with the finish. I thought that after the game would open up a bit, but to be fair, Sheffield Wednesday had a great game. They're a really good side, so we are happy with the result, the performance. I can't say it was our best performance this season, especially Tom, but the most important thing that we took the 3 points and we go with it.
I think when you had the chance to score as well, there was just two defenders there. What went through your mind?
Yeah, just like 1 second, I didn't know what to do in the beginning. After I passed the goalkeeper, I saw them both in the goal. So I thought one of them would go to the right, one would go to the left. So I had to score it in the middle. So happy it paid off and it went in.
It was a long time to wait for the next goal. When it came, it was a really good goal, though, wasn't it, from Laji Ramazani?
Yeah, wow, it was a great finish. I think it turned and it was a really difficult angle, and somehow we managed to score this goal. So congrats to Laji after an assist, I think, to Al. And yeah, also the late goals were really important for us to finish the game and to win it.
Is it difficult when you know that Sheffield United have played, 24 hours ago, they've won their game, they go back to the top of the table? Does that add extra pressure to a fixture when you're playing today?
I don't think it adds extra pressure on us. It doesn't matter what our opponents do. If they win, if they draw, any game we want to win. Let's say if Sheffield didn't win the game, we had to win this game anyway. So it doesn't matter for us. We want to come to each and every game and to win it. Especially when you play here at Elland Road in front of our fans. So yeah, for me it doesn't matter.
Now the goal is you've got to do it all again on Wednesday night, haven't you?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, we have a few days to recover and to be ready to Norwich. It's going to be, again, a difficult game against a really good side. So, yeah, we're going to play again in Elland Road. So we want to take the 3 points.
Are you enjoying yourself at the moment? You look like you are when you're out there.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying myself. Last season, everyone knows I had a difficult season. I couldn't play for the majority of the season since the beginning. I got injured and couldn't come back. So I'm enjoying myself. I feel like I'm Manor again, and I gained my confidence, my sharpness, my fitness, and I just want to get better and better and to help Leeds to achieve its goals. And looking forward to what's coming.
Let's hope you do. Yeah. Well done. Good goal today.
Well done, Manor. Brilliant. Good play.
See you guys.
There you go, Manor Solomon, just giving his thoughts after that game. That was a really interesting sentence he said there, Simon. I feel like I'm Manor again. Players that get injured have those moments where they're not quite at 100% fitness. It must be so disheartening, but then to feel like he's back in the groove now. It was interesting to hear him say that, and that's benefiting his game, of course, and that's great for Leeds United.
Well, it is, and all players want to do is play matches. The most frustrating part as a footballer is when you're injured and you have no game time. There's nothing to look forward to when you've been long sessions and dark days in the gym. He's back playing. He's got unbelievable talent. He can score goals. He assists them. But the biggest thing for me there is said the mentality. He wasn't bothered what Sheffield United's result was yesterday. It's about winning at Elland Road today, regardless of what anybody else does. Because if we do our job we get promoted. Everybody else are going to drop points, but we can just affect what we can affect, and that is 12 o'clock today, and that mentality side is big going forward, especially playing for a club like ours, where the scrutiny is on you every week, expectancy levels are high. I think he's got a real good attitude.
And Bridie, in terms of teams and team spirit, which is always such an important thing for teams that are going to be successful. You know about this. Him talking so glowingly about Largy coming on, getting the goal, and he threw it, and he got an assist as well. This is the player that came on as his substitute, coming in there, making an impact as well. But he's delighted to see him make that sort of impact in the way that Manor had for the previous 80-odd minutes he'd been on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel Farke has come under some criticism, hasn't he, from, when he's made substitutes and things like that. I think he's got it bang on this season. And we've seen time and time again that the subs have come off and really, really made an impact. And that certainly happened today. And yeah, I mean, like I said, you can see how the guys celebrate, and how much it means to each other. And, I saw the Jayden Bogle interview the other day. He said, we're constantly pushing each other to be the best we can be. And yeah, at the end of the day, they're taking each game as it comes. Yes, we're top of the league now, but they're bound to feel a little bit of pressure because that's football, isn't it? But if you just respect your opposition and play as well as you can do, like what Simon said, it's not about other teams, it's about what we can do, and we want to get to the end of the season because we deserve to be there and go up as champions.
It seems like there's a real togetherness about this group. You see when we score goals, all the players, substitutes are all celebrating together. You don't get that in a lot of clubs. There's little cliques. If you're not playing, you're not happy. It's slaughtering the player that's replacing you in the team. But I think there's a real togetherness, and like he said there, Manu, that he's more than happy that Ramzani scores an assist, and he's just replaced him 10 minutes previously, and that goes a long, long way to successful seasons.
As soon as Daniel Farke is ready to chat with us, we will bring that to you from the tunnel here at Elland Road. Can I just ask you a question? In terms of a game like today, we've seen many games follow a very similar pattern here at Elland Road, teams sitting in, low blocks. Can we break them down? How do we go about that? It doesn't always make for the greatest spectacle, actually. Today, Sheffield Wednesday came and had a bit of a go, and we got through a sticky patch in the first half. Secondly, in the second half, it was very competitive. Do the players take more from that going into other games than they will do from a more straightforward win, Bridie?
I think football's about problem solving, isn't it? You can know in the first 5-10 minutes how a team's going to set up and play. If a team wants to come out and pressure, that's absolutely fine, because that just then leaves gaps in behind for the likes of Dan James to run into and things like that. If teams want to sit and park the bus, so to speak, we've got to be a little bit more patient. And the goal that Aronson scored before, I think, was it 26 passes or something that we made, because it's about sliding the team from side to side and kind of creating those chances. And like with Rothwell playing that ball through today, he's been doing that all season. So we've got the players to do that. It's just about problem solving. Yeah,
it's 12 undefeated at home now for Leeds. That run just keeps rolling on. Burnley, of course, who we play next Monday, were the team to last win here at Elland Road. But to have teams knowing that if they come here, it's going to take something special to take points from us is a good place to be.
Well, it is. It's like I just mentioned there, that sort of the more teams than not have come here and done the low block, and we've had to find ways of winning it. What we've done today, we found a way of winning a football match in an open, expansive game. So we've been tested defensively more than we probably have done all season, because it was more of an open game. So fullbacks bombing on, leave the centre-backs a little bit vulnerable, but they've dealt with it. Medley made a couple of saves when he needed to do. So all the elements of defensive side were tested today, rather than 80% of the games this year where the defenders haven't really had too much to do, because we've had so much possession against the opposition in the final third, who've just sat back and tried to nick a 0-0.
I know it's game at a time, it always is with professional sport, but as we said at the start of this, do managers, would you sort of look at something, Sam, and say, right, we've got a block of games here, for example, okay, it's this game, Sheffield Wednesday at home, then it's Norwich at home, then we go to Burnley in that kind of block, and think, right, targeting a certain amount of points or how well you can do in those games. I mean, it's obviously the first 3 points are done here today, but it does feel like the first of 3 really big games, 2 at home, and then that top of the table clash next Monday.
It's a difficult one, because if you give yourself a points tally and you don't reach it, you're like, oh, gutted, we've not done anything. It can have a negative effect. All you need to do is try and accumulate as many points as possible. And if we can get back-to-back wins, again on Wednesday night against Norwich, the confidence levels going into that Burnley game will be sky high, and also Burnley will be certainly aware of what run we're starting to get, and having that confidence, that momentum and consistency with results. And we responded really well from 2 disappointing games against Blackburn and Hull in the league. It's a it's a mark of what we need to do on a regular basis now to the end of the season.
Yeah, and as I'm joined by defenders, to get the clean sheets again today is a good marker. So much of Leeds' success this season has been built on clean sheets. To put another one down there and say, right, we start our next run of clean sheets from here is a good thing to do. Yeah,
I mean, keeping a clean sheet is just as important as scoring goals, isn't it? So, for the keeper and the defence, obviously, there were some concerns with Strike being out today, but, Ampadu did a fantastic job today, put some really, really important tackles and headers in there. All the defensive did, to be fair. So, yeah, it was a really good kind of defensive performance and really, really good to get the clean sheet. Big game then on Wednesday. I mean, last time Norwich were here, that was a pretty great night at Elland Road. Different circumstances this time around, naturally, but a huge game to come on Wednesday night. And Daniel will, I guess, and again we'll hear from him as soon as he's ready, will want to be managing minutes. Is he looking to do that? Is he looking just how do you approach this game on Wednesday with these 3 games in quick succession?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise us if he makes 2 or 3 changes, especially in that attacking area of the pitch where you can sort of just freshen it up. And yeah, as you mentioned earlier, Ramzani comes off the bench with a goal and an assist, and all of a sudden, as a manager, you're thinking, should I play him on Wednesday night because his confidence is sky high, can give maybe Manu or Dan James a rest and just mix it up. It's a lovely position to be in, but he'll be desperate to get another 3 points against a former club of his as well. But also, it's the next game, and that's all they can take care of now. And with Norwich, I'm not quite sure what you get from them at times. They can be a little bit inconsistent. Catch them on a good day, they're as good as anybody. But let's hopefully they show an inconsistent side to them on Wednesday night. Yeah, well, it is a really big match. I think Daniel Farke is getting ready in place to have a little chat with us now. He was certainly happy celebrating with the fans at the end, going around the stands one by one. Let's see what he has to say after today's 3-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday.
Thanks, Rich. Well, I'm sure we have a happy manager with us because that's been a good home win today, hasn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So I think perfect scoreline, really good result. Also against a good side. So Sheffield is an informed team. They have good players, a good manager, and like expected, also a tight game. But there's also no doubt that it was a deserved win because we defended everything, didn't allow them to have chances out of the game. That was important. They had 5 or 6 corner kicks and wide area free kicks in this moment. We were switched on today to not allow them anything. And we scored also the goals in the right moment. Of course, if you're just 1-0 up and miss a few chances, and you're always a bit nervous because sometimes there is a deflected strike or second phase set piece or something like this, and the opponent can always score sometimes out of coincidence even. And then was a big relief with Largi's second goal, and also important to at the third goal. So pretty happy with our performance, pretty solid performance, and a perfect home game for us and a well-deserved win.
It was a different looking game, wasn't it? Because you had an opponent today who came to try and have a go, really.
Yes, they are a brave side. They always try to press also higher and try to develop something out of the game. They've scored many goals in the recent weeks, and for that the most important topic was also the clean sheet today for me, to return back that we are switched on in each and every moment, didn't allow them to have chances, and also we expected perhaps even a tough second half. They would chase the game, but it was the other way around. We were even more dominant and had more possession and more chances and didn't allow anything for them. So I'm pretty pleased with our solidity today and our maturity that we've shown today. And yeah, this type of wins in the home game are quite important if you want to finish in a good position come next May.
I think second half, certainly, we did gain more control. And there was one particular save that Ilhan Melia had to make. Didn't have much to do today, but he made a very good save, didn't he?
Yes, so important. It's never easy because it's more or less 60, 70 minutes he has to play without a shot on goal, and then in this moment he has to be switched on. Wasn't there, so we had I think already our 15th clean sheet of the season, so that's quite impressive. Hope we can add several more. We're on a good path also in this terms. Defensive solidity. I know we are made for attacking and praised for many goals and for our dominance in possession, but football is always based on a good defensive behavior, and you need to get the balance right. And we know when we are spot on also in our defensive behavior, we have good control and also good chances to win the games. And yeah, our defensive player, where there was excellent performance anyway. The whole team with a whole sense of the work against the ball was on the top level, and this was crucial today.
You mentioned Largi as well. I think it's a real squad performance today, because I looked at our bench, didn't we, before the game and thought, wow, this is a strong bench as well.
Yes, but you have to show it also when you come in, and this is what he did today was a good goal, great strike, and also another assist was more or less. Also Matteo put the shift in, won the header before the third goal. So it's important because with just 11 players we won't win anything. So we have to make sure that we can react during the game. Also bring important players in like Ilya Gruev, who gave us a bit more legs in midfield than in this last 20 minutes, or Josh, who came on for the last minutes to win, sometimes also set piece and a bit more solidity. I wanted this clean sheet today, so we need a good group in order to achieve our goals, and we have a good group, and we've shown this today. But there are a few more games coming up, so we have to deliver it again and again.
Yeah, it sets things up nicely for another game here on Wednesday, doesn't it?
Yes, but it also has cost lots of energy today and a quick turnaround. We have to make sure that we invest a lot in smart recovery right now, because Wednesday evening another tough opponent comes, and Norwich is always a team who covers lots of ground, and you have to be switched on also against the ball. We know that we're on a great run, especially in the home games, but you just can't take it for granted. It's always an easy walk in the park. No, it will be another difficult game, and this type of games, quite often you're speaking about massive games coming up when you play against a second position or third position. But in this type of games, anyhow, there you have to make sure that you're in the right position, and we want to do this also next Wednesday.
Absolutely, we do. Thank you very much, Daniel. Congratulations. Good win.
Thank you.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
Thank you.
Well done, Daniel. Excellent.
Thank you.
So there you go. We've heard from the manager, and as anticipated, he's really enjoyed what he's seen out there this afternoon. That defensive solidity that we just heard Daniel talking about, that was the thing. I think there was a lot of scrutiny on that aspect of the play, wasn't there today? Leeds one up with time ticking down. The last two matches, that's where it's gone awry. Not today, though.
You're right. We talked about that in commentary, didn't we? In that when you are in control of a game, but it's only 1-0, 15 minutes to go, can you see it out? Can you do the right things? We certainly did this time. Haven't always done that, but I thought it was a big win, because I'm not sure it was a 3-0 game exactly. Probably a couple of goals better, but to get that extra goal to make the changes off the bench, have such an effect as well. We kind of saw it out, not too bad. Yes, they had a few corner kicks and what have you, but overall, I thought we handled the situation well.
Guys in the studio have talked about the sense of togetherness that you get when you hear somebody like Manor Solomon talking there. We're around the group in this tunnel area, if you like. There is that mood in that everybody's pulling together, isn't there?
There is, yeah, there certainly is. And just look at the way that when we score a goal, how everyone is celebrating. You look at the bench, it's and the boss is right in that it is a squad game, and it's really important that everyone plays their part, because you'll all be called on at some point to get out there and do your job. And I thought that's what we did again well today.
And Ramazani now will be saying, "Go on, boss. What more can I do?"
Oh, absolutely, and that's rightly as he should be, as a lot of the players should be. So when they get on there, perform, show what you can do to try and get in this side, and that's what it's all about. And that's a good thing for us, for the fans, for the boss, that all these players are performing at their highest level. Some are coming back from injury, but what we've got now with the likes of Ampadu and Gruev, that bit of extra experience in there as well. We've got options, and we need to make sure we keep that. Obviously, Straucher's out. When Rodon went down, I'm thinking that might be a bit of a problem, but looking forward at our midfield and attacking options, they look pretty good.
It's pretty cold down here, isn't it, Tony?
It is. My feet is frozen. I'm ready for a cup of tea.
It's time that we handed back to those
Thank
in that
you.
nice warm studio.
Oh, all right for some.
I mean, the sympathy levels here for you guys is somewhere near the temperature level, around 0 or 1 maybe.
That's why they get paid the big bucks, isn't it?
At most. Listen, really good result here today. Daniel Farke there talking. You can't just be looking at, it's the game against Burnley because it's the top of the table. You've got to do the business in the games against all the teams that you come up against. Sheffield Wednesday today, one of those teams. Will they maybe be able to put a run together, push towards the top end of the table, the top 6? Norwich will be in that situation. Mid-table, can we start to push up a little bit? It is a big game here on Wednesday night now.
When you look at Sheffield Wednesday, I think they'll take points off a lot of teams from now to the end of the season. Hopefully, Sheffield United, Sunderland and Burnley over the next few weeks. We've got 6 points off them, which has been good. But when you see Daniel's interview there, he's really pleased with the whole round performance. Yes, delighted with the win, but the clean sheet, the togetherness, when they needed to defend, they defended, and they got the 3 goals. So he'll be really pleased. But believe me, now that's all gone. His total focus will go to Wednesday night's game now. He'll be thinking, oh, who should I pick? Ramazani certainly comes into the equation now, and he'll be hoping that Rodon's not carrying an injury and he's available. But his thought process is certainly going to Norwich, and this place is going to be rocking again on Wednesday night.
Yeah, and Bridie, him sort of saying, yeah, you celebrate the win in the moment, but they're back to business, aren't they? I mean, we're celebrating because we want to celebrate, and everyone leaving here from Elland Road today with a white or yellow shirt on is going to be going home very happy. But in terms of the players, it's just so quick, the turnaround, that it is straight back to business, straight back to training, straight back to preparing, and recovering in a smart way is the phrase that Daniel used.
Absolutely. I mean, that performance ticked all the boxes, didn't it? But yeah, it's back to business, and with only a few days to prepare, I mean, hopefully Rodon's okay. Hopefully we've got no other players picking up knocks in training and things like that, because we do need the full squad. But I would hate to be in Daniel's position in terms of who do you pick, because you don't want to upset anybody. But going back to the togetherness, I think whoever's on the bench, they know that they can come on and make a real impact, and that's exactly what they did today. So hopefully those coming off the bench won't be too disheartened that they didn't start today, because plaudits go to the whole squad today. It was brilliant.
Yeah, you don't want to be a manager that upsets people, do you, Sam? Right. Imagine.
You won't be in the game if you don't upset one or two people. You know what I mean? There's only 11. Seriously, there's only 11 players that like you, and they're the ones that you pick. There's 7 others think you're all right, and the other ones who sat in the stand absolutely detest you, by the way.
We all love you. We all love you. Simon, Bridie, thank you so much for joining us here today at Elland Road. Look at that, 3 points on the board, 3 goals, and we're done before 3 o'clock, and we're back here in 3 days' time for the visit of Norwich. We'll bring you that here, of course, on Matchday Live on LUTV.